Hello, my name is Chris and today I will review the 2017 Mazda 6 GT. This is the second time in less than 2 years that I review this car. I initially thought it was very good, but I openly question its ranking as the #1 midsize among car reviewers. Lack of front driver space and poor sound insulation were the main sticking points for me. Although opinions vary, I attribute the less than impressive sails to the small cockpit and the less than impressive sound insulation, and also an awkward design philosophy in which the car looks great with 19-inch GT wheels but looks punny with the GS 17-inch wheels. The GS sells for a few $1,000s less but looks so much cheaper as a result. Another factor is simply that the competition in this category is the fiercest I've ever seen. For 2017, Mazda has slightly upgraded the GT interior, slightly upgraded the sound damping, and upgraded the heads-up display to color. An upgraded steering wheel is also available. Mazda introduced G-vectoring. I'll talk about that later on the drive. A modest mid-cycle refresh. The exterior is aging extremely well. It is growing on me, and I must confess, looking at it now, it is the best looking in the class. Sorry, Ford Fusion. When you order this GT with the upgrade packages, it is over $36,000 Canadians plus. That feels about right. The GT is actually a value. The trunk space is pretty big for such a stylized car. Seats split 60-40. Rear door design looks nice without much storage here. Sitting in back is fine for those under 6 feet. Again, the exterior design limits practicality for rear passengers, but I am impressed. There is not much of a trade-off here. There are rear vents here, that is it. In front, the interior gets the high-end sporty Mazda treatment. Ross remarks, Mazda leads the non-German world in interior design and quality. It's very hard to argue with him in this GT, especially with the high-end leather seats. Not many rattles here despite low-profile tires. Driver controls feel high quality, and the infotainment is somewhat difficult to master. A feeling of quality is evident. I appreciated that. Seats are okay, the bolsters never bother with incredible leather. Room is sparse in front, and this interior feels more like a compact sports coupe than a mid-size four-door. This may appeal to some car reviewers, but I don't think it will appeal to most space-driven mid-size buyers. I suspect it is a packaging choice that Mazda made, as this car could have been bigger on the inside, as it is quite big on the outside. G-vectoring is hard to perceive. I'll just say Mazda 6 handles very nicely indeed. At 1,496 kilograms or 3,300 pounds, this lightweight midsize comes with only one engine, the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, and drinks sexy regular gas. Good fuel economy at 9.1 in the city and 6.7 on the highway with the automatic, which is great for a low cost of ownership. Ross reports good real-world fuel economy and sufficient power, that being 184 horsepower and 185 pounds of torque. Mazda's bad fuel economy rep is truly dead and buried. Sky Active works. Here are my thoughts on the road. They are very good. Hello car lovers. Today driving the 2017 Mazda 6 GT, a car I've been wanting to redrive since they've made improvements. What are those improvements? Well, they've improved the sound dampening. According to Mazda, the noise, vibration, harshness package is improved. There's also on the GT an acoustic glass instead of a regular glass. Why they didn't put that on all the models, I have no idea. There's also improved interior refinement with interior package that gives us, among other things, a Napa leather and the CX-9 steering wheel, which is awesome. Also, the interior refinement, like some of the materials are apparently upgraded with that package. There's also the G-vectoring, which apparently is a weightless feature. It's software, which kind of like redirects the power to the front wheels when you're cornering in order to make the cornering smoother and less of an effort and less unrefined in terms of like turning. It also improves the driving experience over uneven roads, snowy conditions, and all that. So those are the main improvements. There are more, but I'm not going to get into them. So what's it like to drive this car? Now, I had reviewed this car previously in 2016, and I said that it was all the car reviewers saying it was a 100% car, and I was saying, well, it's more like an 80%. It's top tier, but maybe not front of the pack. Have the improvements made it better, and have my thoughts changed over the last year and a half about this car? Well, I can tell you my thoughts have changed. I find the exterior styling has just grown on me. I think it's the best looking in the category. Ross had been saying that since the beginning. It took for me a while for me to get it, and I get it now, and it's clearly the best looking one. Also from the interior, clearly the interior is the most refined in terms of the quality of the materials and just the design language. Certainly Mazda is the best in that. What about other things? Well, I felt like the last time I had driven this car, it was a little bit tight inside. This wide transmission well doesn't help, but also it just feels like I'm in a compact. I'm in a big compact in this vehicle, whereas when I'm in its rivals, and I've driven them all, there's just a lot more room in the front. In the back, a little bit short for the headroom for those over 6 feet, but I can live with that. It's certainly because of the design, right? Incredible design. You're gonna have difficulty putting people back there, but it's pretty good nonetheless. Another thing that I remarked is the sound deadening. It's just not enough yet. It's still, I think, one of the loudest of the category. And when you're paying like $30-something thousand Canadian for a midsize, you're expecting quiet. You're expecting a decent highway ride. On the plus side, I would say that, talking about the ride, it's relatively comfortable in the city, I'd say, and the handling is great. So it's the best handling, and it's very comfortable and livable in the city over our shitty roads that we have in the Montreal area. So that, I think, is my review. Nothing else has really changed. Oh yeah, the seats are good. Ross tells me that over the long run, it doesn't create any pressure points, despite their sporty-ish like design. I'm not feeling any pressure points. Mazda did a great job with that. So is the quality of the Napa leather. It's excellent. I mean, class leading, I'd say. Only I think the Optima top of the line model with their Napa is as good in terms of the leather quality. No noise, vibration, harshness in terms of like rattling or things like that. It's very good. It feels upper tier in its category. And oh yeah, there's the Bose sound system. The Bose sound system, as its competitors are getting better, well, the Bose sound system still sounds great at low to medium volume, but at the top end, it doesn't quite hit the Harman Kardon in the Subaru, or for example, the Acura TLX, the LS sound system. But it's still excellent and a sure value in terms of like, Bose is very good. And those are my thoughts on the Mazda 6 GT 2017. Very good. They're improving all the time and definitely worthy of your consideration. But however, I must say it is a very specialized car. When you're sitting here, it really does feel like a sports car more than a mid-size sedan. And that's about it.